Diving headfirst into Monterey athletics. You're listening to the Plainsmen Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. We are still in the high school fan zone. We're switching gears to the Plainsmen Fan Zone. Chelsea Hunter has joined me. We're going to kind of talk, we're going to reflect on her first season. We're going to reflect on what their two most prominent players did in their 4 years, and then start to look ahead, because one thing, Chelsea, is you being a college coach as long as you were, you know that season ends, man, you can kind of exhale, but then you got to start spinning the wheels forward. I've always enjoyed watching Nick Saban whenever they won a national championship at Alabama. You could see the wheels. They're getting ready to do all the trophy stuff on TV, and you could see the wheels already spinning. He's already thinking, man, I got to get to work. Does that hit you? Did that hit you pretty quickly, or did you let yourself enjoy what you guys had accomplished?
I definitely enjoyed it, but like you said, I'm familiar with this, and just like in college, you have to start preparing for what's coming. So I did have moments where I'm thinking ahead.
I want to frame this way first. This was Chelsea's first season at Monterey. For folks who've maybe been under a rock, she stepped in for the legend, Jill Schneider, who retired after 39 years. I think that's what I wrote last year. Rode out in a blaze of glory. Lady Plainsmen won the state champion 5A Division II state championship, and Jill decided it was time to be mom, to be world traveler, to be a scout for the WNBA team that she's affiliated with. I saw her, I think I told you, I saw her at the LCU WT game. She looked rested and relaxed.
Yes.
And good for her, because she's earned that. In Chelsea's first season, Monterey goes 26-11. Played for the regional championship, and I just told her I was going to say this on the air. They lost to Argyle in overtime in that regional championship game. Argyle went on to win the state championship in 5A Division II. I firmly believe, after watching some of the clips, had that game gone Monterey's way, Ari Johnson's joining us. We've got all kinds of famous people jumping in here. Had Brosia's shot at the buzzer, giving you guys that momentum, and you guys win that game, I think we're sitting here right now talking about back-to-back state championships, because I think you guys matched up just as well with those next two teams as Argyle did. That's just a little twist of fate. I probably could say the same thing if Liberty and Morgan Glassby don't get Brock or play a little bit better. They may be talking about, but that's this time of year, no matter what level you're at, it's that matchup. You have to conquer that one matchup. They just got the better of you that one night. But how proud of you are you of your team for what they did to get to that point? And then obviously Ambrosia hitting that shot gave you guys that renewed life.
Yeah, that game was just a big moment, being down by 10 at half, and then coming into a situation where it really was a one possession game. I think we definitely had a chance of winning it, and Cole hitting a big three-point shot like that was just huge, and a testament to what our season was all year long.
Ari, I know you have heard me ask you about Ambrosia for 4 years now. Did that shot surprise you being on the court with her, or did you know the clock's going down, she's got the ball in her hands, what was about to happen?
I wouldn't say it surprised me at all, because Bro is very good in big moments like that. She knows how to keep her composure really well. So just her getting the ball in her hands, we know that was the best option for us. And
the clip I saw, she got a little bit excited, but then it was head down. She got over the sideline. She wanted to make sure you guys were ready, and that's her as well. I'm glad Ari's here, because I mentioned 26-11 last year. I'm going to read through this. This is, as I was doing my research, this compares to some of the teams that Tony Wagner had, which was the last team that won a state championship before Monterey. Just the 4-year stretch that these two young ladies were a huge part of. We'll start with their freshman year, 32-4, co-district champion in District 4 5A with Lubbock Cooper. They played in the regional championship game that year, lost to Cooper, which was the eventual state runner-up, which a couple of breaks their way, and they would have won the state championship. 2024, undefeated 4 5A champions, lost to a very good Amarillo High team that y'all had beaten in 5 overtimes a year. They had a little bit of a mat on, so that's just sports and basketball. Last year, of course, 37-5. You win the 5A Division II state championship, the first one for a Lubbock public school since first for Monterey since 1981, the first for Lubbock public school since Estacado in 2010. Finish up with 26-11 this year. Got to the regional championship again. Y'all finished 126-26 in your 4 years, and just in the playoffs, you were 15-3. You guys were pretty dang good for 4 years.
Yeah.
I asked Coach about letting it soak in. You've had a little bit of time to let it soak in. You proud of what y'all accomplished these last 4 years?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely proud. It just goes to show how hard we work and all the effort and dedication we put into this game. So yeah, I'm really proud of us.
And there was just a little hiccup there, a couple of years there. You guys reignited the flame at Monterey. I think I imagine Coach has got some pride in that as well, being a Monterey graduate. We've got one more segment. We'll come back and talk more about the Lady Plainsmen, and now turn into the future when we come back on the High School Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Your inside look into Monterey sports. This is the Plainsmen Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. We are in the Plainsmen Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. Monterey got to the regional championship game for the third time in 4 years, at least to the third round for the last 4 years. Chelsea, several times we've talked about inheriting a program that you have a vested interest in because you're part of the tradition. And I just asked you, you were on a team that very much did what I guess would have been Aaliyah's freshman year. Wasn't very good the year before, and flipped it around and went 10-0 that next year. I'm pulling for you not to have to be 0-10, but there's going to be some growing pains next year. You're losing 2 Division I players. That's bound to happen. But you got a lot of young girls, a lot of minutes this year. How excited are you now? I know you were excited this year to take this team and see what you could do with them. Now you get to take a very different team moving forward. What's your level of excitement with what that group is ready to do?
I'm really excited and just having a lot of returners coming back that have had these two be able to mentor and lead them and show them the ropes and, to be able to make it to the regional finals. I think that gave them some experience on what it takes to get there, but I'm really excited for the rebuild.
I'm going to let you say their names because I don't want to leave anybody out. So the group you have coming back is...
So 2 starters, or 3 starters actually.
Yeah, because you guys mixed and matched at times.
Zadri Jordan, she's a junior. She'll be a senior next year. Then we have Aaliyah Luna. She'll also be a senior. Tyra McLaughlin, she'll be a senior as well. And then coming off the bench, we have Kiri Dora. She's a freshman this year. Didn't play many minutes, but is definitely a great player and is going to be able to help us in the future. And then Emery Smith, she did start some games for us here and there. She'll be returning. And then we also have Lauren, who's also returning.
Ari, you played as a freshman. You know that transition going from freshman or even from junior to senior. What do those girls have to do? What's the biggest thing they have to focus on this offseason to be ready for next year?
I would just say stay focused and stay in the gym and just build with your teammates and try to gain that connection and just have fun and work hard.
Because you got there as a freshman. It reminded me of Kelly Moore being a freshman when she got there with Maddie's senior. As a freshman, you can kind of just be a freshman.
Yeah.
You can be a really good player and just go play. You get to be a sophomore, and man, you got to. It's still sports. It's not life or death by any means. But how do you grow them up? How do you get them? How do you? I don't want to say speed it up because I'm a girl dad. I'm a father of a teenager. You don't want it to go too fast, but how do you need them to kind of grow up a little bit?
Yeah, even that group there was really young and experienced this year. A lot of them, that was their first year on varsity. And so we actually did a lot of growing up this year. And, halfway through the season, and Ari can attest to this, I said, you're no longer a freshman, you're a sophomore. Right. And you're no longer a senior. You're a graduate. And just preparing them in this season, I think that's going to help. And then just attacking the offseason, growing and maturing then is going to help as well.
I'm going to put Ari on the spot here. How much will it help those young girls that they've had Coach Chelsea here for a year and now they get to kind of get used to her in the off season?
I would just say they're going to be fine because they already know her and they already know how she coaches and her style of play. So I just feel as if they have to work hard and just, adjust and, play as a team. Yeah.
you had a learning curve this year. Every new coach, first-year head coach has a learning curve. What do you think you learned along the way that's going to help you in year 2?
Just enjoying the process. The season was a lot longer than what I thought, coming from college to high school. But just enjoying it, and every day is going to be a new test, and just have fun with it and continue to grow and lean on your mentorship. I think that was huge for me. It's just reaching out to people who've been here before and relying on them and using them as a resource as well.
And I mean this in the best way possible, but you took over. You were a little bit spoiled. You had 6'4" R.A. Johnson, and maybe arguably the second best player that's ever stepped on the court in Lubbock, Texas, in Ambrosia Cole, is kind of the foundation. So you could kind of do some things that a lot of first-year coaches may not have been able to do.
Definitely, especially with our plays and whatnot, just trying to help them prepare for college and what that playbook is going to look like, but just have 2 really good players that understand the game and, again, have a lot of experience. It was really fun, and I did get to experiment.
And I say this half joking, maybe not half, but you also knew, I was at the Paladuro game. Mm-hmm. I told you afterwards that Ambrosia brought the ball up the court. You made eye contact, and you just kind of nodded. You kind of knew. That's when she had the ball in her hands, you knew, I can coach you until the cows come home, but it's time for you to make a play.
Yeah, that's something, again, we talked about in fall ball, just being ready for those moments. You as a senior, her junior year, she was kind of the number 2 player, so to speak, when it came down to that moment, but just being able to embrace and step into that role. And I think she did a great job at doing that, and we've seen that in a few games, including the regional final, where she was like, give me the ball.
Because that was a tougher shot.
Yes.
Paladuro was a really good shot.
Yes.
But the one against Argyle was, she crawled out of a phone booth to make that one.
Yes.
You, as much as you've been around her, how much we're going to make Robo's ears burn here a little bit, how much did she change as a leader this year?
I would say Robo's always been a very good leader, but I just feel like as if we had to step it up this year, and because we were the oldest on the team, of course, and just show the younger players that we can just be mentors, because everyone's always looked at us as an underclassman, so we just show them that we can fill the bigger shoes and stuff like that. Because
you've always been vocal and had that kind of effervescent personalities. Watching you for 4 years, she's heard me say this before. Actually, when I was looking up my research, one of my least favorite pictures of all time that I've ever run on my website is against Lubbock Cooper in the regional championship game. There's R.A. standing at midcourt before the game just because she was hurt and couldn't play. But she still impacted the game. You could see her personality did. Ambrosia probably, maybe a little bit, I don't know you well enough yet, Chelsea, to know, but maybe a similar personality for you where you have to kind of generate that leadership, if that makes sense.
100%, and she grew a lot just in her communication and leading by example, and that was huge for us, and she did a great job.
And Ambrosia, if you're listening, I would ask you about the maturity question if you were here, so we'll have to save that for next time. We'll definitely get Chelsea on during the offseason, talk a little bit more, and we'll keep in touch with Ari, because I want to see what this young lady does right away at North Texas. Coming back after the break in the Panther Fan Zone, we'll talk a little softball with Roxy Curiel and 2 of her players on the High School Fan Zone.